All right, so we were reading the Constitution 15 minutes at a time, and I'm again with these lights behind me, so let me go kill those lights. Sorry, I just feel like those lights are really distracting when they're so bright behind me, and I forget that they're there. So we had made our way all the way through Article 1, and so we're starting Article 2. So Article 1 basically was all about the legislature. And if I remember correctly, Article 2 should be about the executive. So let's see what we find. So, Article 2. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. So again, we're using the male gender, but of course, now things have changed, and both genders are running for. And so, next portion. Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in Congress, but no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed as an elector. So I think we're getting into the electoral college here. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for two persons, of whom one at least shall not be an inhabitant of the state with themselves, and they shall make a list of all the persons voted for, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the president of the Senate. So that means the vice president of the United States. The president of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and the House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the president, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such majority and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for president. And if no person have a majority, then from the five highest on the list, the said House shall, in like manner, choose the president. But in choosing the president, the votes shall be taken by the states, the representatives from each state having one vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of the member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every state, after the choice of the president, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be the vice president. But if there should remain two or more who have equal votes, the Senate shall choose from them by ballot the vice president. So it appears that president and vice president were voted for separately when the country was founded. And this is the start of the Electoral College. The Congress may determine the time and choosing of the electors, and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of the Constitution shall be eligible to the office of president. Neither shall any person be eligible to the office who shall not have attained the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. In case the in case of the removal of the president from office or of his death, again, we're only using that gender because of the time period, but things have changed. Because of a death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of said office, the same shall devolve to the vice president, and the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the president and the vice president, declaring what officer shall then act as president, and such officer shall then act as president. I apologize. I think I skipped a line. And such officer shall accordingly, until the disability be removed or a president shall be elected. I'm going to read that one again because I stumbled over it. It's okay to stumble over the Constitution. It's okay. These words are confusing. In the case of the removal of the president from office or his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the office. The same shall devolve to the vice president, and the Congress may, by law, provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the president and vice president, declaring what officer be shall then act as president, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or president shall be elected. So far, we've pretty much gone through the Electoral College and how the president and vice president are chosen, and then the Congress can remove the president and vice president if they feel that they can't perform their duties. The president shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation, and again, we're using the male gender, but both genders apply, which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States or any of them before he enter on the execution of his office. He shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So that is in the Constitution. So again, we talked about the Electoral College. Then we talked about the fact that Congress can remove them. And then it appears that we said basically the president's salary will not go up or down while the president is in office. And then we talked about the oath that the president takes when they take oath, and I believe they will later amend. They will later add against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But at this point, that was the oath, and that is how the Constitution is written. So that gets us through Article 2, Section 1.